Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Peter Dubois.
And I'm Beth Jones. First tonight, State Senator Maddie Daughtry of Cumberland and Mainers for Working Families are calling on the state to provide a paid family and medical leave program.
Our Matthew Jurancic has the story.
Outside Bangor Public Library Monday afternoon, Mainers for Working Families pushed for legislation that would provide a way for Mainers to take some time off for family or medical reasons.
We've never become closer to passing this program in the past several decades of advocacy than we are right now. And Mainers can't wait a moment longer for this to happen.
The press conference was called after the organization recently released an open letter signed by more than 100 healthcare providers calling for an established paid family leave policy. Among those who attended the conference was Senator Maddie Daughtry. She says the state needs to do a better job in taking care of its citizens.
Maine is an outlier in New England. We are the only state that does not have some sort of paid family medical leave program, and 13 other states have already passed this already.
Statistics from the nonprofit organization Maine Paid Family Leave show 77% of Mainers do not have access to paid family and medical leave. Penobscot Community Health Care's Chief Executive Officer Noah Nesson says he's witnessed firsthand the effects of not having that option.
To me, paid family medical leave makes a lot of sense to help reduce that barrier for people to do the right thing for themselves or for a loved one.
Mabel Wadward Center Community Engagement Coordinator Aspen Rowland says it's time for the state to do the right thing.
People should be able to take care of their health and their well-being, their families and their loved ones without having to worry about keeping the lights on, keeping the heat on. And, we deserve to be able to take care of ourselves.
Senator Daughtry is heading to Jackson Laboratories to meet with several Maine businesses and is expected to travel across the state to push this matter. In Bangor, Matthew Jurancic reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, Detroit Fire and Rescue responded to the corner of River Road and Bean Lane for a grass fire earlier today. Our crew arrived on scene around 3:30 this afternoon, and they were told by a first responder that a grass fire had started and spread, wrapping around a trailer at 2 Bean Lane, but it didn't destroy it. However, that fire continued to spread to a neighbor's property and destroyed an RV there that had been used as a shed and also nearly breached the home. Crews from Detroit, Plymouth, Pittsfield, and Newport were observed on scene.
The sale of abortion pills could be illegal just 4 days from now. A federal judge's decision to revoke FDA approval of a widely used pill is set to start this Friday, but the ruling could have far-reaching effects for any new drugs coming to the market. The Justice Department wants the abortion pill on the market as litigation plays out. Fox's Caroline Shively reports from Washington.
Back to the normal that was. Reaction has been fierce to a federal judge's ruling that would effectively ban the sale of abortion pills.
There are people all across this country who are working to ban abortion, not just state by state, but all across the country.
If the administration wants to not lead this ruling, not live up to this ruling, then we're going to have a problem.
The battle kicked off Friday evening when a judge in Texas suspended FDA approval of mifepristone, part of a 2-drug regimen responsible for over half the abortions in the U.S. The judge ruled the original approval 23 years ago, plus more recent decisions allowing it to be prescribed by telemedicine and delivered by mail, was unlawful. The Biden administration quickly filed an appeal in a fight likely headed to the Supreme Court.
We have a very strong case because the FDA has followed all the rules and used the evidence to make a decision.
Democrats are now looking for ways to protect abortion outside the courts. Some states, like California and Massachusetts, are stockpiling abortion pills before the injunction takes effect. House Democrats are introducing legislation that affirms the Food and Drug Administration has the final say on approving abortion drugs. The administration says the eventual outcome in the courts could affect the entire FDA approval process on everything from insulin to vaccines. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
Meanwhile, lawmakers and advocates here in Maine are also speaking out following those conflicting federal rulings over the abortion pill. Our A.J. Douglas talked to local stakeholders to learn more about the fate of the abortion medication here in Maine.
On Friday, a federal judge in Texas ordered a hold on abortion medication mifepristone, despite more than 2 decades of approval from the Food and Drug Administration. However, another federal judge from Washington state ordered U.S. authorities not to make any restrictions on the drug. Two conflicting rulings, which put access to the medication in limbo.
Very upsetting. It is based in, a political agenda. It is not based in safety concerns, in medical science. It is purely politically motivated.
According to Planned Parenthood, women can take abortion medication within 11 weeks of pregnancy. Mifepristone is usually paired with misoprostol. Health professionals report the secondary drug can stand alone if access to mifepristone is eliminated.
Even without mifepristone, we do still have medication available legally and safely.
Lawmakers in Maine are chiming in as the mixed rulings could potentially affect states across the country, even those that have continued to legalize abortion.
Those rights will be protected as best to our ability. A federal ruling makes some changes that we don't have as much control over.
Abortion medication has been prescribed through telehealth, even in states that have banned abortion. Anti-abortion advocates have disputed the use of telehealth services to be used to access abortion medication via mail. Republican Representative Reagan Paul has proposed LD 1249, an act to provide quality care by prohibiting physicians from prescribing abortion-inducing drugs here in Maine.
Telehealth is one of the things that we learned so well over the pandemic of how important it is in general, but especially for us as a primarily rural state.
The clash in rulings could result in the final decision to be made in the Supreme Court. There are currently 8 abortion bills proposed by Maine legislators at this time. In Bangor, AJ Douglas for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
In other news, the Jonesport Planning Board's decision to allow the Kingfish project to move forward is coming under fire. A group called Protect Down East has filed a court appeal. Protect Down East calls the project an industrial-sized fish farm. An attorney for the group pointed to the state's acknowledgement that the water quality would be degraded, but then relied on one study which found that social and economic benefits to the state outweighed the environmental damage to the coastal community. Protect Down East says at the end of the day, the Jonesport Planning Board had stricter guidelines than the state, and it chose to go with the lesser restrictive standards, which the group claims was a legal error.
Social workers with Northern Light Home Care and Hospice came to the Durgan Center Monday morning to discuss advanced care planning. The team answered questions from participants and discussed options for end-of-life care, including how families can plan ahead if a loved one becomes ill and can't communicate their wishes. They also explained the process of becoming a power of attorney. Eastern Area Agency on Aging's Community Services Manager Jamie Alexiev highlighted the importance of having these conversations.
People just assume that they know what their family wants, and sometimes their family is going, I don't know what you want. If something happens, I'm not going to know what your best wishes are, and they struggle with the guilt if they made that wrong decision.
Alexiev says to reach out to the Eastern Area Agency on Aging if you have questions or are in need of resources.
Lake Road in Levant is closed indefinitely following a culvert failure over the weekend. The culvert allows the Black Stream to pass under Lake Road, which serves around 500 vehicles per day. The Maine Department of Transportation says the culvert, which is nearly 40 years old, showed no immediate signs of potential failure, and it was listed in fair condition. MDOT is planning to replace it with either a new culvert or a bridge, which was already part of the department's 3-year work plan. MDOT says it's moving the project along as quickly as possible, but the agency says Lake Road will not reopen until 2024 or 2025. There is a detour available that's approximately 6 miles long. I'm sure that's going to cause some headaches for people in that area.
Yeah.
It's something we'll be keeping an eye on as they continue to work on just rebuilding there.
Well, and this is going to take a while, so folks are going to have to sort of semi-long term either rearrange their commute or just allow for some extra time in dealing with that detour.
Absolutely.
The good news is we are coming to some nicer driving weather.
Yes, we are.
We had a gorgeous day today, and it looks like we are going to be downright spoiled this week, which is great.
Absolutely. Can't wait to see what's coming our way.
And with a first look at our forecast so we can see exactly that, let's hand it over now.
All right, Beth, thank you. Happy Monday. Your first weather is brought to you by Kings Mountain RC. And okay, what a day, right? Temperatures hanging out near 60 with a south breeze out there all day long. And we'll do it again tomorrow and the next day. In fact, we could go for 70 on Thursday or Friday. Today, though, 62 here in Bangor, 56 Bar Harbor. We'll take it. That's above average. And we'll do it all over again tomorrow. Hardly a cloud in the sky across our region today, but there is some stuff to the west of us. This, though, will travel to our north, but it will get a bit more cloudy across the area late tonight into early parts of tomorrow. Our forecast then for tonight, though, we're talking about mostly clear skies for a while, then partly cloudy skies later with low temperatures down near 40. Your full forecast is coming up. Beth?
Alrighty, Jeff, thanks so much. And still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, a proposed bill would pave the way for the creation of overdose prevention centers in Maine.
And the city of Ellsworth prepares to put its new ambulance to use. We'll have those stories and more local news after this.
Paramount Paving, Maine's go-to for all your paving and seal coating. Paramount Paving offers commercial and residential paving and seal coating services throughout eastern and central Maine. Give us a call for a free estimate today. Paramount Paving. When it comes to paving, we are Paramount.
Come stop by Triple S Tack Shop, 315 Hamden Road, Carmel, for quality clothing and equestrian gear.
Since 1950, Fairhaven Camps, located in Brooks, Maine, has provided quality Christian summer camping experiences to young people from Maine and beyond. At Fairhaven Camps, we empower youth from ages 6 through 17 to seek the truth of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Fairhaven Camps offers day or overnight camps as well as horsemanship and wilderness camps. Fairhaven Camps is now hiring for summer staff and accepting registration for campers. To sign up, apply, or donate, please visit www.fairhavencamps.org or call us today.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. With the money you saved, we tried electric unicycles.
I think I got it.
Doggy paddle, only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty. BuyAToyota.com is Toyota's official website for deals. See every official Toyota deal out there, including offers not seen on TV. BuyAToyota.com, when you officially want the best deal. Toyota, let's go places.
You just wait around a minute, something awful's bound to happen. You saved me. That's what we're here for.
911 Lone Star, Tuesday on Fox.
Paramount Paving, Maine's go-to for all your paving and seal coating. Paramount Paving offers commercial and residential paving and seal coating services throughout eastern and central Maine. Give us a call for a free estimate today. Paramount Paving. When it comes to paving, we are Paramount.
You can join Fox 22 and ABC 7 online at foxbangor.com. Be a part of the conversation on Twitter and join our Facebook family at Fox ABC Maine. Follow, like, watch. Download the new Fox Bangor app from the App Store or Google Play and get your news anytime, anywhere.
Welcome back. The Ellsworth Fire Department has secured its first ever ambulance. You can see Deputy Chief Doug Beltate and Captain Tyler Kennedy here standing right next to the new rig, which was purchased through Ambulance Network of Elizabeth, New Jersey. In a Facebook post, the department said the unit will be used temporarily as a first responder non-transport vehicle to all medical calls in Ellsworth. Then, once the proper licensing and staff training has been completed and the needed medical equipment has been set up in the unit, it will transition into full duty. The department thanked the Ambulance Network and the City of Ellsworth for all of their support.
And the University of Maine's Volunteer Ambulance Corps hosted an open house on Monday to show off some cool new safety equipment. The event marks the end of Phase 2 of upgrades to provide the vehicles with better internet service and safety cameras, as well as software to help create a safer care service.
It's going to help us integrate between units better. It's going to help us integrate our communications between what's going on in the back with the patient, with other healthcare providers. It's also going to help us hopefully be safer out there on the roads and create a safer environment for everybody else.
The University of Maine has had a volunteer ambulance corps for 50 years now, and the group is made up of all University of Maine students that are on call 24/7 to take care of their fellow students. The new upgrades to the ambulances will help keep both providers and students safer while responding to emergency calls.
A proposed bill would authorize the creation of harm reduction centers here in Maine. Devin Dagnall tells us more.
Monday afternoon, the Standing Committee on Health and Human Services heard testimonials regarding LD 1159. Sponsored by Representative Lori Osher of Orono, the bill would allow for the creation of overdose prevention centers across the state for 2 years after its approval. Those centers would provide a space for people to use pre-obtained substances under the supervision of addiction medicine physicians and nurses.
There's a whole suite of services that are already legal and available. This is the one piece that is not legal yet. So this bill says that people can bring the drugs that they have found or they have purchased or whatever into this place, and that the people who are working in that place will not be held liable for that.
Osher states that the centers would also provide resources for drug rehabilitation. According to Osher, LD 1159 has received tripartisan support from Republicans, Democrats, and independents alike, despite opposition for the bill coming from Governor Janet Mills.
It's unfortunate that it's taken this long to be talked about in such a way. Even colleagues of mine have lost loved ones to overdose deaths. Every overdose is a policy failure.
By itself, LD 1159 doesn't guarantee the creation of any centers. Whether or not they come about is the decision of individual communities.
And actually what's embedded in there is that the communities have to approve it. It will only be in places where the town says that they want it.
Osher says if a community was to decide to create an overdose prevention center, it would cost Maine taxpayers nothing.
Why? Because our state is one of the states that's sued for the opiate producers, and so we have opiate settlement money. And so if this bill passes, that we would be proposing to request funding from the opiate settlement money.
In Augusta, Devin Dagnall, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, coming up on the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22, federal and local authorities are looking for answers following a mass shooting at a bank building in downtown Louisville.
And protests continue in Nashville after 2 lawmakers were ousted by the Republican majority there. Those stories and more as the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22 continues.
It's time to bring balance to business travel and discover the equilibrium that works for you. At National, you're in control. Skip the counter, choose any car in the aisle, and manage your rental right from the app. So you can mix work with leisure, or leisure with work, giving you the control to find the perfect balance. Go National. Go like a pro.
Hewitt Lift and Rolodock creates
the strongest, simplest, and most reliable dock system.
With one simple goal:
to get you on the lake
faster and easier than anyone else.
Because at Hewitt, we build stronger.
After 40 years of quality building, we get it.
Hewitt Family builds for your family.
For your family.
For your family.
Stand on the solid foundation of the Hewitt family.
Docks, pontoon legs, and boat lifts.
You work hard, play harder. You deserve a Hewitt.
Are you looking to have some fun, including soaring on Skyrider, the ultimate indoor zip line? Well, come over to Urban Air, Bangor's #1 birthday party destination, located at the Airport Mall. Urban Air has gravity-defying attractions for all ages, including our warrior course, trampolines, enormous arcade section, and climbing walls. Call us today to schedule your birthday party. And don't forget, we have endless play memberships available as well. Urban Air, let them fly.
At Hashi's Auto Enhancing, our focus is on the appearance, longevity, and value of your vehicle. Does your undercarriage look like this? You can go from this to this. And if you have a new vehicle, you can avoid this. Our annual undercoating service will add years of life to your vehicle. At Hashi's, we also do rhino linings. We can rhino rocker panels, bumpers, trailers, side-by-sides, and more. We take pride in making your ride shine, inside and out. Book one of our detailing packages.
Bring your ride to us to protect your investment.
News doesn't happen in a newsroom. It happens out here in our communities.
It's more than just the headlines. It's stories of regular people doing extraordinary things.
And every morning on Good Morning Maine, we'll bring you those unique stories.
Stories that you won't see anywhere else.
And no matter what your plans are, we'll keep you prepared with a look at your local weather forecast for the day ahead.
Better mornings start right here.
Weekday mornings starting at 6 on Fox 22's Good Morning Maine.
You're watching Fox 22 Bangor.
Welcome back. Louisville, Kentucky is now grappling with a deadly shooting at a local bank. Gunman and bank employee 25-year-old Connor Sturgeon opened fire before the downtown branch opened, killing 4 people and injuring 9 others. Responding officers exchanged gunfire with the suspect, who is also dead. Fox's Garrett Tenney is in Louisville with the latest.
Families and loved ones are mourning the unexpected loss of multiple people killed in a mass shooting at a downtown Louisville bank.
The evil that took place today, we shouldn't hear the tears that were coming out from these families. And that right there sticks, because they are weeping because someone decided that they wanted to take life today.
The gunman, an employee at the bank, entered the downtown branch of the Old National Bank around 8:30 Monday morning and opened fire at a conference room on the first floor using a rifle. Police say he was live streaming the attack on social media.
He had a long assault rifle, and you hear the shots just start firing. Whoever's next to me got shot and hit bloods on me from it.
Emergency responders arrived on the scene within 3 minutes of the first 911 calls. A shootout ensued, leaving the suspect dead and injuring Louisville police officer Nicholas Wilt. The 26-year-old rookie, only on the job since March 31st, was shot in the head and had to undergo brain surgery.
The next few days are important and very critical for Nicholas's recovery.
Following the deadly shooting, federal, state, and local officials searched the shooter's home about 5 miles from the bank. Police say he had no known criminal record prior to the mass shooting.
Authorities will be looking at his whole digital exhaust, everything that he's ever put out on the internet.
And to help authorities with the investigation, the FBI has set up a website to collect tips, photos, and videos from the incident. In Louisville, Kentucky, I'm Garrett Tenney, Fox News.
Meanwhile, more protests happening today in Nashville as drama in the Tennessee state legislature is thrust into the national spotlight. One state rep who lost his seat last week is already getting it back. Fox's Charles Watson has that story.
Democrat Justin Jones, one of 2 lawmakers thrown out of the Tennessee House of Representatives last week, is now on his way back to the state house after being reinstated by Nashville's Metro Council. His colleague, Justin Pearson, could be reappointed Wednesday during a meeting of the Shelby County Commission. Both will still need to officially win their seats back through special elections in the coming months, something they say they have every intention of doing.
Continue to fight for our constituents. Their attack on democracy hurts all of us.
Tennessee Republicans say the expulsions were not a political attack, but a response to both reps joining with gun control protesters in disrupting official proceedings. The scene unfolding as demonstrators demanded action after the Nashville school shooting. Both reps say they were kicked out as part of an effort to disenfranchise their constituents.
It's a historical abuse of power by Cameron Sexton and the supermajority Republican legislature, who would rather expel our voices and try to expel our people's voices from the people's house rather than address the issue of gun violence and the need for real gun safety reform legislation.
A third representative, Gloria Johnson, who also participated in the protest, was spared the same fate by a single vote. She believes her race played a factor, a claim Republicans deny.
She did not bang on the table. She did not wave her arms. To imply that it has anything to do with race is really, really untrue.
All 3 lawmakers have been invited to visit the White House by President Biden. In Nashville, Charles Watson, Fox News.
Meanwhile, strong reaction is pouring in from lawmakers on both sides of the aisle as China's massive military drills lead to a tense naval standoff in the Taiwan Strait. Fox's Greg Palcott has more from London.
In what's being called some of the largest military exercises seen in the Taiwan Strait, the Chinese military is sparking a dangerous standoff during a 3-day drill called Joint Sword, which simulated a blockade of Taiwan. including dozens of ships and planes, some of which crossed the line of control into Taiwanese waters. The Chinese Foreign Ministry calls it a serious warning against, quote, collusion and provocation with the U.S.
It's about Beijing wanting to signal its ongoing resolve to oppose Taiwanese activities that have the potential to undercut its authority over Taipei.
The drills come less than a week after Taiwan's president met with House Speaker Kevin McCarthy in the U.S., and just a few days after a bipartisan congressional delegation visited Taipei. Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle say they won't let China's military provocations intimidate them.
It's coercion, it's bullying, it's designed to get us to back down, to collapse the will of the Taiwanese to resist.
There are concerns it could be difficult for the U.S. military to defend Taiwan if China invades. More than a year of war in Ukraine has depleted Pentagon stockpiles. But folks in Taiwan say they believe if the mainland invades, America will step up.
It has been like this for so many years. China has just been like that. We are nervous but not worried. What needs to be done should be done.
China's Coast Guard also announced plans that would board and inspect all ships operating in the Taiwan Strait. Taiwan says it won't cooperate. In London, Greg Palcott, Fox News.
Well, there's a mix of hope and concern over the rising use of artificial intelligence in the education community. Fox's Mark Meredith has more.
Thanks to artificial intelligence, complicated assignments like essays and reports can be produced by chatbots like ChatGPT within seconds.
The political process.
Now, schools nationwide are trying to figure out how best to detect who's cheating with AI.
At a basic level, we are using AI to catch AI.
Alexander Shui helped create GPT-0. The site, launched in January, allows educators to upload a student's work to determine if the content is original or likely computer-generated.
Essentially, we have our own AI that we check against, and we feed it the document, and we ask it how likely it is that you would have written the exact same thing.
For schools, the abuse of AI poses a real threat, but some educators see opportunity.
I want you guys to use ChatGPT to help you along the way.
Diego Marin, an 8th grade math teacher in Skokie, Illinois, encourages students to use AI on some assignments.
I think this has helped kids ask better questions, not just saying, I don't get it, but like, what specifically don't you get?
Some colleges are also embracing AI, hoping to equip students for what's likely to be a growing and lucrative career field.
There are endless healthcare applications of AI.
Georgetown University Medical Center and MedStar Health joined forces to develop lessons on how to use AI for those studying health equity. Nawar Shara is with MedStar's Health Research Institute.
We're trying to equip these kids with the tools that would make them, competitive and have the ability to work in the near future.
While Shara compares the future of AI to the Industrial Revolution, others warn its true impact on everyday life, including education, remains to be seen. The U.S. Department of Education says it too wants to know more about how AI impacts America's classrooms. The department is expected to release the first federal report on AI in America's schools a little bit later on this spring. In Washington, Mark Meredith, Fox News.
Definitely an evolving conversation there.
Yeah, it really is so fascinating, but also a little terrifying at the same time.
All at the same time, yeah.
Especially for educators, something very difficult to grapple with right now. So interesting to see different approaches being taken there.
You really don't like to see that, the opportunity for kids to do something other than just create their own original work.
Right.
So it's interesting that they're using AI to sort of almost combat AI.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of cool to see that there.
Alrighty, well, still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, we'll have the latest developments out of the Russian invasion of Ukraine.
And in sports, Bucksport softball had a great regular season last year, but after having their playoff run cut short, they're ready for a comeback this year. We'll be right back.
I'm gonna make this right.
You can tell me the truth.
Accused, Tuesday on Fox.
Sure, the driveway looks good now with the snow on it, but you know what will still be under there in the spring? The same cracks, crumbles, and potholes that were there before winter. Call Eaton Paving today. Let's make an appointment to fix those problems when the weather is ready. Eaton Paving and Excavation.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home, chances are you have a lot of questions. Norm Prouty has answers. Learn some tips and tricks and explore some beautiful new homes on the market. The Norm Prouty and Donnell Baker Real Estate Show, Sunday mornings at 8:30 on Fox 22.
A perfectly poached egg, English muffin, shredded beef, and roasted peppers. Creamy hollandaise. New Eggs Benedicts in 4 delicious flavors. Only from IHOP. Download the app and earn free food with every order.
Find out where that road leads. Take on any challenge. When you have the #1 mass market brand and dependability, you stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Kia, movement that inspires.
I'm 82 years old and I have collapsed arches, which means the first thing that hits the ground is the bone in my arch. I came to Comfort Shoes 4 years ago because I couldn't walk without pain. And she spent so much time on my feet getting the right shoe, and we finally found the right pair. Once you made these orthotics for me, I have no pain. These are so comfortable. I have no discomfort. I feel like I could go running, and I thank you and Comfort Shoes for that.
Built Ford Tough. It's a commitment to providing you the capability, productivity, and the technology that you expect from Ford F-Series, the best-selling trucks for 46 years straight. And now during Ford Truck Month, find out what a built Ford Tough truck can do for you. This is Ford Truck Month, America.
Sure, the driveway looks good now with the snow on it, but you know what will still be under there in the spring? The same cracks, crumbles, and potholes that were there before winter. Call Eaton Paving today. Let's make an appointment to fix those problems when the weather is ready. Eaton Paving and Excavation.
President Biden has been briefed on the leak of classified Pentagon documents in recent weeks, and now the material is raising new questions about whether Ukraine can sustain a counteroffensive against Russia. Fox's Mike Tobin has more.
Multiple U.S. agencies are assessing the leak of highly classified Pentagon documents. In recent weeks, dozens have been released on social media containing intelligence about China, the Middle East, and Ukraine. Documents originally posted in late February predicted Ukraine's military will run out of its main air defense munitions before late May.
There is no excuse for these kinds of documents to be in the public domain. They don't deserve to be. U.S. officials have been in touch with relevant allies and partners over the last couple of days at very high levels.
The leak comes as Ukrainian troops prepare for a counteroffensive against Russia. Moscow has largely avoided Ukraine's airspace in order to preserve its supply of jets. But if Ukraine runs out of key assets, Russian troops could take control of the skies and devastate the country's military and critical infrastructure.
The Russians have the benefit of knowing that information because the information that was collected and exposed includes the force posture, Ukraine's force posture, future operations, the quantity of weaponry.
The documents do have some inaccuracies, leading some to question whether they're authentic. And on Saturday, Ukraine's defense ministry accused Moscow of using the material to spread disinformation. The Kremlin firing back.
We know that there is a widespread inclination to blame Russia for everything, write off everything to Russia. This is a common disease.
Ukrainian officials say the document leak has not changed their strategic plans. In Kyiv, Mike Tobin, Fox News.
A Ukrainian rescue group is returning dozens of children from Russia to their loved ones. This video shows the children climbing off a bus in Kyiv and hugging their relatives on Saturday. The organization Save Ukraine, which helps internally displaced people, made the emotional reunions possible. Various human rights groups have raised concerns about Russia deporting Ukrainian children, although the exact number of deportations is unclear. The International Criminal Court even issued an arrest warrant for President Vladimir Putin and his Children's Rights Commissioner, accusing them of being involved in abducting children from Ukraine. The commissioner said at an informal UN meeting that Russia did not abduct children, rather they were taken for their safety.
Well, switching gears now, spring break, daylight savings time, and warmer temperatures are all helping people to get outside and enjoy the sun. But with rates of skin cancer on the rise, doctors are sharing what you and your family can do to stay safe. Fox's Claudia Cowan takes a closer look.
'Tis the season for spring break. But as people continue heading to warmer destinations for some fun and relaxation, doctors say don't forget to pack your sunscreen, citing an uptick in skin cancer cases.
Skin cancer is the most common type of cancer in the U.S., affecting over 5 million Americans each year. Worldwide, it's also a common public health concern as the incidence rate of skin cancer is increasing across the globe.
Even if your spring break plans don't include the beach, the onset of warmer weather this time of year usually causes people to start spending more time outside.
Prolonged exposure to the sun is a major risk factor in the development of skin cancer. Excessive UV radiation from the sun can lead to damaging changes in the skin cells. That leads to mutations that cause cancerous changes. This is especially true in individuals with fair skin, a tendency to burn easily, and in those with a personal or family history of skin cancer.
When it comes to preventing skin cancer, doctors say you want to spend fewer hours outside when the sun is at its peak intensity.
That being from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Wearing protective clothing can also minimize your exposure to the sun,
including wide-brimmed hats, long-sleeve shirts, and sunglasses.
When it comes to sunscreen, dermatologists recommend using one with an SPF of 30 or more and say you should apply every 2 hours and even more frequently if sweating or swimming. In Los Angeles, Claudia Cowan, Fox News.
I'm an SPF 50 girl, minimum.
Yeah, that's a good rule to live by, I think, and I think it's just never too important to put that sunscreen on.
Yeah.
I mean, even right now, as the sun is starting to get more intense,
springtime is probably a really deceptive time for folks. You think because it's on a blisteringly hot beach day, you don't need it.
Yeah.
But if you're getting outside more and the sun is shining, you need it.
And they even say even in the winter it's smart to use it. But, but definitely this time of year, it's a great reminder to lather it up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Alrighty, folks. Well, just what's coming our way weather-wise, perhaps some more outdoor weather. Well, the full 5-day is coming up. Stay with us.
Mostly 50s and 60s out there today, but hold on, there is a 70-degree temperature in the 5-day forecast and also a lack of rainfall. Those details for you when I come back.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota LO1 series is rated #1 in durability and owner experience. Powerful Kubota diesel engine, ease of operation, and your choice of a dependable Kubota gear or HST transmission. The durable Kubota LO1 series tractor. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo.
Available at Doors Equipment, 1468 Outer Hammond Street, Bangor.
Healing Hands Massage in Hamden provides professional massage services tailored specifically for our clients. Healing Hands Massage offers a variety of different massage techniques and services. Healing Hands Massage also offers spa services such as facials, body scrubs, and paraffin wax for the hands and feet. Are you looking for a day of relaxation? Healing Hands Massage offers outstanding packages at reasonable rates. Whether you're looking for relief from chronic pain, stiffness, or just want to treat yourself to a day of relaxation, Healing Hands Massage is the place for you.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
It's kind of like Homeward Bound meets a Hallmark movie.
A former foster dog from Bangor has turned into a social media sensation.
One time we were like, oh, what would Tatum's voice sound like? He came out with the Tatum voice and it has stuck ever since.
We'll tell you all about Tatum Talks, Tuesday on Fox 22 News at 10.
We're coming up there! See you never!
Gordon Ramsay does not do losing.
Hurry up! Hurry up! We on Next Level Chef, baby.
Next Level Chef, Thursday on Fox.
They're relentless! They're starting to feel extremely targeted!
That one really likes you! Animal Control, this Thursday on Fox.
Here we go. Your full weather is brought to you by Key Appliance, sales and service for major brands including GE, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Speed Queen, and more. We hold the key to savings, and we hold the key to warmer temperatures. The melt is on with highs near 60 today, and later on this week, a couple of us could have high temperatures firmly in the 70s around here. You ready for that? Look outside today, though. 62 here in Bangor, 56 for Bar Harbor. We'll take it above average temperatures today and tomorrow with nothing but sunshine today, over 13 hours of daylight earlier. Okay, so the bigger picture, though, shows to the west we're going to cool off a bit. This is for mid-April temperatures, but for us, above average temperatures are forecasted through mid-April. This could firmly plant us at least in the 60s and maybe even a couple of 70s in there for sure. So our snowpack is taking a major hit, as you know, down to 0 here in Bangor. We'll knock it a few inches still, but it is retreating fast, and we're going to melt a lot of snow the next couple of days. We don't want to melt it too quickly. That could give us some flooding concerns, but overall, it looks like temperatures near 70 by Friday. All because the wind has now shifted out of the south. That's a warming wind for us, and that will keep things warm around here for tomorrow as well, and also for Wednesday. It's getting a little gusty, though, so here is a small craft advisory that runs through Wednesday for wave heights out here approaching around 8 to 10 feet by Wednesday afternoon. It could also give us some dense fog. I know it's kind of weird, but we're going to blow some warmer air over a current snowpack north and west of the Bangor area, and that could give us some areas of dense fog tonight and also tomorrow evening as the winds die down overnight into early parts of Wednesday morning. Out there right now, nothing but clear skies across the area today. Was gorgeous, wasn't it? But now there's a little something to the west of us. You see it? There it is. That is moving this way. Now, there'll be no precipitation with it, but it'll likely increase the cloud cover for a couple hours this evening into early parts of tomorrow morning. And then we're done. A dry stretch of weather into the weekend and beyond. This system will go too far to our north, so we are in a good spot going forward. If you like rain and snow, you're in the wrong spot now because we have a dry stretch unfolding for us. Our forecast then tonight, though, is partly cloudy skies with low temperatures or not so low temperatures down near 39 and a southwest breeze around 5 to 10 for tomorrow. All right, lots of sunshine tomorrow. Highs reaching for 70. We'll probably stop just short with a high temperature of 66 and a west wind that could gust near 25 throughout the afternoon. And then looking ahead, your 5-day forecast shows 66 tomorrow, a bit cooler for Wednesday, 58. Okay, we got this. Thursday, 64, and that is a 74 for Friday under partly cloudy skies. Beth?
Not even sure how we're going to feel about that.
Yeah,
come Friday.
It's unbelievable. I mean, today was a really, really warm day.
Today was perfection. It was so great.
It was.
Yeah.
So, yeah, really great to see that warm up there, and we'll be preparing for it.
We will. All righty. Well, something else that's coming up, sports. Stay with us.
Hood is the cottage cheese lovers love. Start with our award-winning country style. It's delicious on its own, or like this. That. Even, sure. Plus, it's got more protein than hummus and less sugar than yogurt. Then there's Hood's flavors. We expertly blend in real fruit or savory herbs for an unbeatable taste combination you can't recreate at home. Now that's cottage cheese. Hood cottage cheese. Always good, always Hood.
I brought in Ensure Max Protein with 30 grams of protein.
Those who tried me felt more energy in just 2 weeks. Here, I'll take that.
Ensure Max Protein with 30 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar, and nutrients for immune health.
Hit away, right?
No.
Bunt.
No.
I don't get it.
Come on, Elo, pay attention.
Experience the cycle at Jordan's.
BuyAToyota.com is Toyota's official website for deals. See every official Toyota deal out there, including offers not seen on TV. BuyAToyota.com when you officially want the best deal. Toyota, let's go places.
I'm looking for a partner that I can invest $250,000 in. I'm looking for my next food star.
I want to be national.
The person who I'll be investing in is
Gordon Ramsay's Food Stars. Premieres Wednesday, May 24th on Fox.
Did you know that it's possible to prevent colorectal cancer with regular screening?
I almost skipped my colonoscopy because I had something more important to do. But my friend said, you've got to go.
Today, you have options for colon cancer screening. Ask your provider which test is right for you.
I was lucky. They caught my cancer early enough to treat it successfully.
If you're 50 or older, ask your provider about colon cancer screening or visit screenmaine.org.
Tonight's sports is brought to you by AC Electric Corp. AC Electric is looking for an experienced motor shop technician at their Bangor location. If interested, give them a call today.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. Let's start out on the ice. This weekend marked 2 years since legendary Maine hockey coach Red Gendron passed away suddenly, Sunday to be exact, making a very special day for Bruins goalie and former Maine hockey goalie Jeremy Swayman. 2 years ago, Swayman was in Philadelphia with the Bees when he heard the news about his former coach and mentor. Fast forward 2 years, Swayman brought the Bruins their 63rd win on Sunday in Philly, setting the NHL record for wins in a season. Sway was seen after the game pointing to the sky to honor his late coach and mentor, and he says that it was nice to be able to secure a win like that on a day that means so much to him.
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons why today was special. 2 years ago, my all-time mentor and coach, Red Gendron, passed away today, and that was in the back of my head all day, and I wouldn't be here without him. He's taught me more than just to be a good hockey player, but a better person, and I mean, anyone that's come across him knows that he wants to know you as a person and make you better all around. So it was amazing how it all worked out to make an NHL record on this day, and I miss him a lot.
And the rest of the hockey world shares that same sentiment. Let's go to the softball diamond now, and we will head over to Bucksport, where the Golden Bucks are preparing for their 2023 campaign. Last year, Bucksport had a near-perfect regular season, losing just one game in Class C North before falling in the quarterfinal round of the regional tournament. The Bucks lost some seniors last year, but their ace, Ella Hosford, is back, as well as a bunch of key returners. They're hoping for more success this year and hopefully a deep run in the postseason.
I'm super excited. I mean, we've been waiting all year for softball season, so it's just great to be back out here. We have a lot of new girls, so there's a lot of talent coming in and a lot of different people to play different positions. And I think it's just the comeback year. We want to win.
Yeah, we're coming in hard. We want to win and come back from last year.
Now, up and down the lineup card, the Bucks are deep. And with only two seniors, a lot of that depth and talent is young. They've got some freshmen vying for starting roles and a lot of key sophomores and juniors. We were at practice last week, and the softballs were just flying off the bat. Talking to the team, it seems as if they also think the Bucks offense is going to be a force to reckon with this spring.
We have really good hitting. We have for the past 2 years, but we have a lot of new talent coming in. Even our youngers are hitting amazing. So I think it'll be a good year for hitting.
I'm definitely hitting. We have a lot of speed this year, which is good, and just a lot of youth and energy.
Staying with some softball now, Maine softball was down at Bryant this weekend, and then they stayed in the Ocean State for a non-conference doubleheader against the University of Rhode Island on Monday. Black Bears hoping to wrap up a quick road trip with a couple of wins against the A-10 Rams. First inning, Maine in a jam. Skylar Rapuano at the dish. She's going to laser this one into the gap. That's going to bring home all three runners, so the Rams take a 3-0 lead early. Couple of batters later, still in the first, Emily Power now. She is going to rip this one into left field. That's going to bring home those two runners on second and third. So Maine in a hole, down 5-0 early, but then they would settle in. Same score in the fifth. Nora Campo at the dish for the Bears. She rips this one into right, almost gets out. That goes off the fence. Jasmine Gray goes to third. Maine with a chance here. Kyra Habit-Daly running for Campo. She's going to swipe second, and then Gray is headed home. She is safe. Habit-Daly safe at third. Safe all around. Maine on the board, but they could not bring that runner from third home. This is a ground out here to end the frame, and Maine would lose 8-1 in game one. All right, let's go to game two now. Top of the fourth, Maine down 2. Grace McGoldrick at the plate. Nice bunt here. Drops down a beauty, and she is way too fast. Beats that one out. That is a base hit. Same inning, McGoldrick feeling it on the base pass today. She is going to swipe second here. No throw there in time with a slide. So Maine with a chance here. McGoldrick on third after a bunt. Chance to make it 2-1. Campo at the plate. She's got some power, but she swings and misses to end the frame. So to the bottom of the inning, inning. Bases loaded for the Rams. Susan Harrison gets the ground ball to go through the middle. Maine is down 4-0 now. We go to the 6th. Kylie Belinsky at the dish. She's going to rip this one through the right side. 2 runs come in, and then Rhode Island would bring in 2 more in the frame to end the game. 8-0 is the final there. All right, let's stay on the diamond here. Some Red Sox news and some not so good news, despite a real good series in Detroit for the Sox. Newly acquired free agent and arguably Boston's most productive hitter so far, Adam Duvall, is headed to the injury list after hurting his left wrist, diving for a ball late in the game on Sunday in their win over the Tigers. It's being reported that he fractured that wrist after having a season-ending injury in 2022. Same exact wrist. Not a good sight for Sox fans, especially considering Duvall has started the season hitting .455 with 4 homers and 14 ribbies. Bobby Dahlbeck replaces him on the roster. There is no timetable for return, but he is not expected to need surgery. Hope he gets back soon. That's all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Comfy, cozy, relaxing. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find rockers, recliners, sofas, and easy chairs. Quality furniture, affordable prices. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Looking to buy or sell a home? The More True team of Better Homes and Gardens works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. Give the ladies of the More True team a call today or visit their Facebook page.
This is how legends are made.
Chevy Silverado and new Silverado HD. Choose your own path with the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup and see where it takes you. Find new roads.
It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or current Chevy owners get $37.50 total cash allowance on all 2023 Silverado pickups with a turbo high-output engine.
Visit your Maine Chevy dealer.
We've got your back, road warriors, because we know you're picking up the pace. Steering life at 10 and 2. You're hitting the road. And we're helping you get there with confidence. So skip the counter without missing a beat. Choose any car in the aisle and be the boss of you. Go national. Go like a pro.
Looking to buy or sell a home? The More True team of Better Homes and Gardens works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. Give the ladies of the More True team a call today or visit their Facebook page.
Durable, sturdy, stylish. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find solid wood, built to last, made in Maine dressers, bureaus, and nightstands. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Pictionary.
Ballet, tutu.
Tutu, correct! You did it! With 1 second left.
Weekdays at 10 on Fox 22.
Welcome back. Well, it's another sure sign of the season when the Maine Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife cautions us that bears are waking up. We saw this video that was taken just last night in Dedham. This big guy has been around for the past couple days getting into the chicken coop. Now that it's a great reminder to keep your garbage and recycling indoors and store bird seed and feeders indoors as well. Keep your pets and livestock food inside and clean your grill or smoker after each use. According to Maine wardens, black bears are most active from April 1st until November 1st. Black bears have an impressive and keen sense of smell, 2,100 times better than a human being. That is a little close for comfort.
Very impressive and very terrifying, if I may. Well, finally tonight, or actually not finally, but pardon the pun, it was an egg-sighting day at the White House for tens of thousands of children who participated in this year's Easter egg roll. And as it turned out, the state of Maine was represented in the festivities. Some 30,000 people, mostly children, were expected in 9 waves of participants, each wave of kids rolling real Easter eggs to the finish line on the South Lawn. President Biden and First Lady Jill Biden taking part in the festivities as well as Vice President Kamala Harris and her husband Doug Emhoff. This beloved yearly event also coincides with the release of a set of commemorative wooden eggs. Those eggs are made by Maine company Wells Wood Turning and Finishing. The wooden eggs are sold as a fundraiser for the White House Historical Society, and though no exact counts were released, the number of wooden eggs ordered and made by the company's staff of 30 people is believed to be in the tens of thousands.
Well, there seems to be an endless amount of options for after-school activities available to students today. From robotics to chess, sports to the theater, the list goes on. Well, Bangor High School even has a knitting club, and as our Jody Hersey tells us, it's just the right fit for those who love to make something out of nothing.
It's not too hard. Some people think it's hard, but personally, I enjoy it. I like the challenge of it.
Knitting is a skill as old as time, and it's making a comeback at Bangor High School.
You can make anything from like a dishcloth, which is like a simple square, to like clothes. Yeah, you can make anything, really.
Inside the Bangor High School library, nestled among shelves of books, the school's knitting club meets twice a month with yarn in hand.
I take pride in being able to teach anyone anything that I can within my caliber, and I just really like to see this skill grow in people.
The club, which was started by high school senior Delana Kessler, has members that enjoy both knitting as well as crocheting.
Knitting a hat is probably my favorite thing to do right now. I'm still a fairly new knitter, and hats are just so easy.
The knitting club isn't a large group, but its ability to give back to the community is tenfold. Earlier this year, the students made hats and donated them to the homeless shelter. Now they're working on items to send to Tanzania.
A UMaine student in the nursing program reached out to me because she heard about our club, and she was like, you know what, we're taking a trip to Tanzania in May, and we're looking for some baby stuff, baby hats, washcloths, baby blankets. So that's what we're working on right now.
Students who are spreading kindness to the community and beyond while knitting together some great friendships along the way. In Bangor, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
So a useful skill, and of course, they find a way to parlay it into a great cause as well.
Seriously, and yeah, it's really great that it's being encouraged that students are starting their own clubs and getting together just to do the things that they enjoy. And not very good at knitting, but I did learn kind of the basics myself in high school, and there's something very therapeutic about the process and just the focus that it takes. And then to create something at the end of the day is always amazing.
I'd definitely be knitting a lot of hats. I like winter hats a lot. I'd definitely be focusing on that.
Yeah, that's a great place to start.
All righty, folks, that's going to do it for us. From everybody at Fox 22, good night.
Good night, everyone.